Verge, Ali, Salah. We need to talk about it. We need to talk about it. Because over the course of the season, there's a topic of discussion going around. The players, the senior players, are finished. That's what's being said, in it. And you know what? I disagree with that. I disagree with that notion. I disagree with that statement. I disagree with that wholeheartedly. Now, are the senior three on the decline? And let's include Robertson in this, but we've already established Robertson declined from last season, innit? I still love Robbo though. My guy. You get me? My Scott. My vice captain. But at the end of the day, Robbo's declined, Salah's declined, Verge is somewhat declined, and Ali's somewhat declined. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing. These are the elder statesmen in the squad. The ones that have been here, done that, wore the t-shirt numerous amount of times. So we can give them some grace on that. Like, at the end of the day, with Robbo, in Robbo's case, we've brought in Kirkes to help with the load. And if we're being honest, the first half of the season, Robbo was the better left back. Let's keep it a buck. Yeah, Kirkes is starting to find his feet and come into his own now. And fair play to him. Fair play to him, because he wasn't my choice of left back. So the fact that I haven't really had to talk about him recently or say anything, fairs. Ali, listen. There's a lot of recency bias going around. There's a lot of, I don't know. But one thing I do know, has Ali somewhat declined? Yes, but at the same time, look at all of the players in the squad right now. Body language, how they've been playing. Some of them don't seem like they're happy. Some of them seem like the sickest lot. So, it's not me questioning their professionalism because they ain't trying to throw the game or things like that. But, if you're sick of someone, you ain't gonna do, like, you ain't even gonna be asked. Let's keep it a buck. For whatever they're asking, for whatever they want, you ain't gonna be asked. You'll still probably try and do it to a certain degree because you're a professional. They're professionals at the end of the day. But certain times, when you're sick of someone shit, you're sick of someone shitting it. And Ali, Verge, Salah, Robbo, they're all sick of this manager's shit. Anyway, has Ali somewhat declined? Probably, possibly. I'd probably put that down to the little niggly injuries he keeps getting over the season, rather than, and when I mean season, I don't mean this season specifically, because we all know every season Ali has a period of time out. Simple. But I think it's more down to those than anything else. But do I feel like it's finished? Do I feel like Ali should be dropped to be number 2? Hell no. Hell no. In my opinion, that ain't happening. No way. No way. Ali's not ready to be phased out yet, in my opinion. And not even next year. Next year should be, okay, you're number 1, but now we're going to phase. But this year, nah, hell no. I'm not hearing that. For who? Mama Dash, really? Nah. Nah. I'm sorry, yeah. I just don't rate my man. I'm not saying he's not a good keeper. He's a good goalkeeper. A very good goalkeeper. But I don't rate my man. I'll be honest, I didn't even want him when he was here. I don't rate him. I rate Kelleher higher. That's me keeping it a buck. I didn't even want to get rid of Kelleher. For me, in my opinion, the pathway for Kelleher being number 1 was already there. Ali with his injuries, Kelleher's been here, we're comfy with Kelleher. Let that run. I get it. He's too good of a goalkeeper to be a number 2 for another year. I understand. Give him game time. But I felt like we could have convinced him enough. I don't feel like we convinced him enough. I felt like we could have, but I don't feel like we did. Yeah, we're happy to let him go and be a number 1. I'm happy for him to be a number 1 because he deserves that. However, this season there's a lot of people talking about, oh, we need to be selfish, we need to be ruthless, da-da-da-da-da-da. So if that's the case, why did we sell Kelleher last season? Last summer. Should have kept him, been ruthless, and had him. But you know what? Whatever. Kelleher's not here, so let's not talk about Kelleher. Mamadash, really, I ain't with that. I'll be real. As a shot stopper, yeah, cool. But I'm just not convinced with him right now. I'll be honest. Listen, I saw Freddie Woodman, pause, in pre-season. Pre-season convinced me enough to run Freddie Woodman. Yo, Run me, Freddie. If Ali's out, run me, Freddie. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm screaming. That's what I'm saying. Period. Innit? If Ali's out, run me, Freddie Woodman. I'm more comfortable with him in goal. He can play out from the back with his feet. Way better than friggin' Mamadashvili. Mamadashvili is more of a shot stopper, cool. Not that he can't play out with his feet, but this guy gives me nerves, bro. Like, Mamadashvili reminds me of, let's say, Karius, when he earned that number 1 spot all the way up until Champions League final, 17-18. Because let's keep it a buck. People have short-term memory loss. People only remember the final and think, oh, Karius was that. No, when that season there, when Karius got the number 1 spot off Mignolet, he was good, very good up until the final, and rightfully so. Was he Ali levels or anything like that? No, but he was way better than Mignolet. I'll keep it a buck. So as I'm saying, and I don't feel like Ali should be phased out as number 1 right now. No way, no how, not in my opinion. Next up, the leader, the skipper, VVD, Virgil van Dijk, the colossal, you get me, is immense. You look at that Sunderland performance, immense alongside Ibu. That's the Virg we all know. That's the Virg we all love. That's the Virg that he ain't even thinking about slot, because if he is, then he wouldn't have performed like that. My leader, my skipper, you get me? Listen, has Virg somewhat declined? Yes, but at the same time, he's probably declined the least out of the seniors. Not even probably, he has declined the least. However, it's like, he don't need to be phased out either. Do we need to rotate him and be able to give him rest and things like that? Yes, damn right we do. We need another centre-back to do that. We've needed that from last season, if we're being honest. But do I feel like he ain't got like another year, another 2 years, top level with us? Bruh, listen, I back Virgin, back him. Like, he's got it in him, man. He ain't dead yet. Ali's not dead yet. Virg ain't dead yet. I'll even say Robbo ain't dead yet. But you know what? For this video, alright, cool. Cool. I'll accept the Robertson one in it. I'll accept the Robbo one. Cool, whatever. Salah. Let's move on to Mo. Big Mo, King Mo, the legend, the man, the myth, the legend, you get me? It's obvious Mo's declined. Or is on the decline. But do I feel like his legs are gone? No. Do I feel like he can't run anymore or anything like that? No. His touch, listen, it's been a bit books at times this season. I keep it a buck. Sometimes it's the first touch. But then in recent weeks, his first touch has been good. But then his other touches after his first touch have been... The fuck? The fuck is that? Mo, come on, man. You better than that. We expect better than that. I know things don't help you. The system, the setup, the style of play. I get that. But we can use that same narrative for Virg. Because, let's be honest, him and Ibu are facing way more attacks because of how exposed our midfield's been this season. Alisson, he's part of the defence. Technically, he's in goal, but he's part of the defence. So the fact that they've been taking wave after wave after wave, facing wave after wave after wave, facing chance after chance all season, no wonder friggin' we've been conceding more goals than last season. Make it make sense. So it's obvious Mo's declined. His touch, yeah, can't lie. Mo, touch needs to improve. Real talk, needs to improve. But other than that, I feel like Mo's got another year in him. At least another year. At least let him see out his contract, because I don't feel like he's dead yet. In my opinion, I want to see these players, specifically Mo, under a new manager, a new system. And you know what? If Slot's going to be here, revert it back to last season. They're not this fucking total football possession, whatever bullshit you want to play. And then you keep mentioning PSG. And we don't play no fluid football like PSG. We play some watered down, diluted B-Tech version of what friggin' Mikel Arteta plays. And right now, he's playing it in a way that has him top of the table. Slot's playing it in a way that has us fucking scrapping for friggin' Europe. Almost being out of freaking Champions League places and things like that. Like, fix up. improve, do better. Simple. Simple. Like I says, Mo's declining as well, but I don't feel like he's dead yet. Decision making has been poor. The shooting's been a bit rash. He's been a bit rash in general, but you can see in his style of play, in recent weeks, he's not been asked to be as far wide on the touchline as he was for the first part of the season and before AFCON. However, he's still being asked to be wide. And we all got eyes. He's obviously being asked to create a whole lot more than Mo can create. Let's keep it a buck. He can create. We've seen him create. He's been creating from last season and the season before. But he's been asked to over-create. You can see it in his style of play. You can see it, unless Mo is pretty much directly in his most comfortable position to shoot from. He's always passing. He's always looking for something. And that's down to instruction. Do I feel like the core players are finished? Do I feel like the seniors are finished? Nope. I don't. Have they been declining? Are they on the decline? Yes. That's a separate conversation.